After a challenging year, Shania Twain makes a triumphant comeback with Queen of Me. Shania Twain will have a very active year. She recently released Queen of Me, her first studio album in 5 years, complete with the necessary media advertising for a new record from her and, of course, a world tour in support of it. Twain claims, "I started planning the stage months ago. This was after a serious COVID pneumonia flare-up that made the pop country diva fear she may lose her voice entirely." Twain spoke with all things considered about those trying recent times, her ongoing professional resurgence, and the enduring enjoyment of her unexpected visit to Harry Styles' house. The text below has been trimmed and summarized. Use the audio player at the top of this page to listen to the broadcast version of this conversation. What were some of the concepts and experiences that made their way into this, your first album since 2017? Because I always do. I songwriting as therapy while I was writing this record, which took place throughout COVID. I simply needed to lift myself up and cheer myself up in light of the forced isolation and everything else. I started penning tunes that made me want to dance and cheer me up. You had a negative COVID experience, right? I developed COVID pneumonia, which made it pretty severe, and I had to be hospitalized after being to a bed that was available. It's obvious that I survived, which is fantastic, but the plasma therapy treatment took several tries to work its magic on me. When I left the hospital, it was perfect timing because I overheard someone discussing the benefits of air, and I immediately began writing a song on all the things we can do with air besides the obvious. Your 1997 single Man. I feel like a woman has recently seen a comeback. Last year, you shocked Harry Styles fans live at Coachella last year to perform the song, which became a moment in and of itself. What's it been like to be introduced to a new generation this way? It's truly great. It has given me new life in so many ways. Knowing this or witnessing it firsthand as it happens motivates me. My music has reunited me with audience members who were in their early 20s and 30s when I first performed for them. It's amazing how they've developed into people like Harry Styles. Do you ever grow tired of hearing the music? Be honest. No, songs have a life of their own. I perform them every night on stage. But every audience is different, and the songs always have different connotations for them than they do for me. That is timeless. Do you feel like you're getting a second wind of sorts? I do, especially given how long it had been since I got my singing voice back. I was concerned that I wouldn't ever release any more records or go on tour. I suppose you could say I'm in a celebration mood, and I don't want to squander any time or take anything for granted. My awakening was also sparked by COVID, and I became incredibly industrious and prolific in my songwriting. It was not simple to get to this position, in my opinion, as anyone who saw your documentary from last year or has simply followed your career would know. How have you maintained it after almost losing your voice, as you mentioned? How could others? There are many individuals out there who have gone through and are now going through much more tough situations than I have, so hopefully it will mean something to those who are going through a difficult period. But the one piece of advice I have is this: don't give up. I've frequently felt like I couldn't go on. You need to remember that it's not over until it's over. Find anything that gives you the strength to take charge of your frame of mind. For me, that something is songwriting.